what's going down, Commanders? I thought I'd discuss this little thing that was going on yesterday that got popped into the updates. We got a maintenance for 3 hours on Thursday, AM 8 AM PST to 11 AM PST. I think I'll talk to the guys and I'll see what will happen. We might go live at the start, and we might not go live at the end, the last hour or so, or we might go live throughout and just discuss some of the problems that everyone's having in the game, because I do believe the community, especially in the side chat and you guys getting involved, you come up with a lot of solutions and a lot of good ideas that I think need to be just put out there. If someone is watching from Kixeye, I'm not saying someone does watch, I haven't got no clue, but it is something that we could do, and fingers crossed things get looked at. Looked at. And I've got to say that I really enjoyed this Hero Showdown, but I had all the heroes. I've done every Hero Showdown since they've come out, and a lot of players were stuck and stumbled, and it just, for them, it was doing that one base over and over again was monotonous. And I've got to agree with them. The payout for the 1, 2, 3, it needed to change. So if they scaled on difficulty, the payout needed to reflect that. I think that's something Kixeye needs to look into in the future. The payouts need to reflect what the players are actually doing in the game. If it gets harder, it can't be the same XP payout. It's got to be increased slightly, or a little bit more, at least a little bit more. It don't take much to get players into the game, and it was a grind. Some poor players had to go through the one base 10, 11 times, maybe more, to pick up that Kyler and then get a tech, so then they could progress further. Whereas if they scaled the XP, some players might have took on the challenge of the 2, the 3, and then once they got their units in, they could eventually go for the bonus base. But that's not here or there. Let's get back to this maintenance anyway. What do I want to see out of it? I'm hoping some back end is going to get fixed. I know a lot of people, their graphics cards get hammered, and for no reason. And I look at, they show me there, because we do a lot of this, right? When our computer's getting hammered, we go to Task Manager and we go to Performance, and we take a look at where it's getting hammered, what position, whether it be the CPU, memory, hard drive, whatever Kixeye's doing at the time, whatever it's hitting hardest, and it is your graphics card, I'm afraid. And it's, I don't know, I haven't asked him to bring his name into it, so I'm not going to, but every single time he's playing the game, his graphics card's running at 100%. And I'm looking at mine and thinking, well, and he's got a better graphics card than me, and I'm thinking, well, mine isn't running at 100%. Why is this? You know, that's something Kixeye really need to look into. They've got HMTL5 now. Now they've got to make sure that how do I say it? There is a technical term for it, but I can't think of it at the top of my head. Basically, they need to make sure it's running right, and then maybe sometimes they're going to have to. I asked him to send a ticket as well, so maybe they can look into it privately, actually into his account, to see if there is something in his account that's bugged up, and it just needs a little bit of attention. And then if they find a bug on 1 or 2 or 3 players and it's all the same bug, they know where to go to, and they know if you're not going to say nothing about it, Kixeye don't know there's a problem, is what I keep telling people. If you've got a problem with your graphics card running fucking burning too hot, using too much of your RAM on it, you know, and it's just melting your computer basically, send a ticket into Kixeye, ask them, say, look, there's something going on here, I've got this, my specs is this, my graphics card's the one that's heating up, give them your specs of your graphics card. They can take a look, hopefully they can take a look and say, right, okay, we've pinpointed the problem. There is a problem with X graphics card, Y graphics card, or whatever. We will resolve this in X amount of time, or when we can. The biggest thing I want to see with this downtime is the obvious. The alts and some of these cheaters gone. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. Who's got a fucking Scooby about that? They haven't said what the downtime is for, and I am scouring through the Discord to see if there's any more information. But that's what we need as players. We need something to cheer about. The game itself is getting back to, for me anyway, at least, it's getting back to where I want to log into the game. I'm not saying I'm logging in. There's nothing for me to do today, but on event times, they've been enjoyable. You know, they've got the events right. There's been a hard event, then they've had a catch up event, then they've had the Hero Showdown, which was tricky to start with. I believe they reduced the difficulty slightly, but for me the difficulty is I thrive on that, and I enjoy the difficulty. And I keep saying this. I believe that they need to have two difficulties. One with a lesser payout that's easier, where players can grind that out and catch up, and one where players get a harder track, make it harder for us, and make the payout show that we're doing the harder track. If you know what I mean, you can't have the two different events and then the same payout. It's got to be mirrored in how difficult it is. But yeah, I think the burning question is the alt accounts at the minute. For me at least. Because right now I've got not too many complaints. I think the world map needs a regenerating, refreshing. Some of the old bases taken out and replaced with newer versions. But, you know, that all comes with time, and I can understand they've got a small team. But these definitely need... All they've done, basically, in all the bases is up the levels of the units in the base themselves. They've not given us nothing. You know, and they haven't got to do every base at the same time. They could do one Thorium base. You know, one medals base after that, a month after that. Just refresh everything, slowly, gradually refreshing and bringing the players back into the game to think. They definitely need to rethink this gear store, because other than special ops, I don't buy nothing out of it. I know there will be players that do, but you know, and the missions need looking into. These are dated again. There's a lot of work for Kixeye to be done. PvP for me at the minute is shot. I refuse to anyone with 5 tones. It don't give me any sense of accomplishment. It just fucking the dread of the repair time afterwards. That's all I got. That's all I've got. Elite Proteus bases, they were fun. It doesn't seem many people need them. I did post a video a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, it just needs refreshing outside the events. The events have been a breath of fresh air for me. I'm not saying it's for everyone, because I know a lot of people like it easy and they just want to get whatever they need within the first day. But for me, I like not necessarily the grind, but I like the difficulty of the events where I'm having to think things through, rather than just dump a tune in there, leave it on Ruby and walk away. It bores me. The game was never like that in the start. If you believe it was like that in the start, you're fooling yourself. Shadow Ops again needs refreshing. Let's hope that Kixeye this 3 hours. I don't know whether I'll speak to the guys tonight or tomorrow, and I'll see if they want to go for the full 3 hours, and we'll just come up with bullshit to talk about and see what the side chat brings into it, and go from there. See if we can bring up some good points to discuss. I'll try to write down some questions and things that we should all be concentrating on, and maybe some of you guys can throw some questions my way. Other than that, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that there's some good things coming with 3 hours maintenance, and it isn't just only solely but back-end coding being I'm hoping they fix a lot of these accounts that are burning through their graphics cards like no tomorrow. But I hope that they're looking into putting some new stuff into the game, refreshing the world map a little bit. And I know everyone's going to moan and cry about it to start with. It's just the way people work. They do like to complain about change, whereas they don't see that eventually the game has got to change to keep the players entertained. Me especially. Other than that, love you all. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got anything you want to bring up, put it in the description below. If you've got a question maybe that we could use in the live stream, put it down. Get it down on the discussion below, and I'll pick some of the best ones out, and I'll put them in for the live show on Thursday, 8 AM PST, and we'll see if we go on to 11 AM PST. See what happens there. Anyway, guys, love you all. Peace out. Take care. Bye bye.